Here are some effective ways to respond to negative behavior that you can employ in the classroom. When you witness a child behaving inappropriately, your first response should be to look for the root cause. What was it that triggered them to react in that way? Once again, the importance of engaging children in a caring, nurturing relationship cannot be overstated. The better you know a child, the better you will know and understand what their triggers are. This will help you plan ahead and find ways to prevent these situations from occurring again. From there, your goal should be to de-escalate the situation and help the child to calm down and restore control of their emotions and behavior. Encourage them to talk about what they're thinking and feeling. If an incident occurred, ask them to describe what happened from their point of view. Your role is to listen carefully to their perspective, accept what they have to say, and then offer alternatives for how they could have responded differently in that situation. As the child calms down, talk about what can be done to prevent that kind of incident from happening again. Listen to their ideas and then offer your own suggestions. Do your best to make it a shared decision-making conversation rather than telling them what they should or shouldn't do. If they're having trouble, use some guiding questions to prompt their thinking. You can also model more appropriate behavior so they can see what it looks like.
And did you like when his money hit you in the eye?
No.
So let's tell him that. Say, Grayson.
Grayson, I did not like when you hit me in the eye with a piece of money.
And Grayson, how does that make you feel when you hit someone with that money? How did that make you feel?
Sad.
It made you sad? I don't like feeling sad, and so I wouldn't do that anymore if it made you feel sad. What can we do to solve this problem? What do you think we should do? What can we do to make Will feel better?
Say sorry.
Well, he's giving you a clue. What do you think? A hug, and what do you think he should say?
Sorry.
You think that would help you? Let's do that. Let's give him a hug. And what should we say to him?
Sorry.
Oh, thank you, Grayson.
So what do we do if things get really out of hand and a child goes into a full-fledged meltdown? In these instances, the child may become so emotionally dysregulated that efforts to de-escalate the situation will be ineffective. These can be especially challenging moments, so you need to have a plan in place for how to respond. First and foremost, safety must be prioritized. Give the child the time and space they need to get the meltdown out of their system without hurting themselves or anyone else. In the meantime, do your best to continue regular classroom activity. Once the child begins to calm down, you can then attempt to engage them in conversation. But if things get worse, you may need to seek assistance. Consider what supports you have available in your building. If you have a co-teacher, you can ask them to take over classroom activities while you focus on the dysregulated child. If you have an intercom, you may need to call for assistance or have the child temporarily removed from the classroom until they are able to calm down. Major meltdowns rarely happen out of the blue. Typically, there will be warning signs and triggers that can be observed and hopefully addressed before things get out of hand. Once again, the better you know the child, the better you will know their triggers and how best to respond when they become emotionally dysregulated.
When addressing any behavioral challenges, be sure to check your own thoughts and agenda and make sure you're working towards the best possible solution for the child. These situations can be frustrating, especially when dealing with behavior that is disrespectful and aggressive. But you have to remember that these are trauma responses rather than purposeful choices made by the child. They're doing the best they can, but some days are better than others. Keep your cool and do what you can to guide them out of these episodes of negative behavior. Okay, time to switch things up. We've covered a lot in this lesson already, but let's see how well you can apply what you've learned.